Yo, what's up, everyone? Um, before I start my next video, let me give some props to my buddy Bruce Spritz for his latest video about the Miami Heat after that game against the Thunder. Well, I was actually not planning to talk about the Miami Heat any longer, but let me emphasize more on LeBron James and on a video that I made up earlier, where I talked about the lack of his fundamentals, and where I also mentioned that, in my opinion, it seems like that LeBron himself was the one who prefers to go on this one-on-one and one-on-five types of situations in the game. But this time, let me refer to what one of the very old NBA legends had to say, and I'm talking about Rick Barry, who had made a comment about LeBron James in 2007. He said, LeBron has got major flaws in his game. He's 6 years into the NBA. How can a man 6 years into the NBA with his talent have a major flaw in his shot? How can he not use screens effectively? I watched the game very carefully. He doesn't use screens effectively, and this is not LeBron's fault. It's the fault of the people and the coaches who are teaching him. There's no doubt in my mind that LeBron, if shown these things, would do them, because he wants to be a great player. He wants to win a championship. As great as he is, he should be better. And I'm not done yet. There's more that Rick Barry mentioned 2 years later, somewhere in January 2009, and I have this article from a Cleveland Cavaliers newspaper somewhere in the internet. There specifically, Rick Barry pointed out that LeBron James is just shooting 29.5% from beyond the arc during that season in 2009. And although his free throws have improved, he's still just shooting like 73% from the line for his career. Rick Barry shot 9% on free throws for his career. And he mentioned about LeBron James, there's a technical flaw in his outside shot. That's why he went 9 for 25 against the Lakers. He's not a good outside shooter. But just imagine if he became more of an accurate shooter, his free throws would get even better and would open up so much more to his game. And I must agree with Rick Barry when he said it. I mean, just imagine if LeBron has improved his shooting. I mean, his outside shooting. How much more versatile he can become, because then he can lure a defender in covering him and getting closer to him when he's on the outside, so that he can fake it and then get past his defenders and do his and he can drive to the basket and use his kick and drive and his already excellent passing skills. I mean, he would be much better than that. So, Mr. Bruce Spritz, by all respects, and especially referring to what Rick Barry had to say about LeBron James and his flaws in the fundamentals, in my opinion, we should really reconsider this MVP talk around James. Because to me, in my opinion, an MVP is a player who can demonstrate a versatility in most aspects of the game. I mean, his technical fundamentals. It's not only about having a scoring average, triple doubles, or carrying his team on his shoulders at bad times, but in my opinion, an MVP is about the way a player plays and constantly he develops every aspect of his game and how he inspires his teammates with this style. And let me refer to the younger generation who are spoiled by the highlights of the peak 80s and 90s until today. I mean, you only see those spectacular dunks and layups, and you think this player is incredible, but you overlook all the other aspects of the games, and that is fundamentals. Okay, listen to me now. And this is something very important that I have to say to you fans. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, Patrick Ewings, I mean, as spectacular as they were, especially during the peak 80s and 90s, or Shaquille O'Neal late in the 90s and 2000s, I mean, every one of those players had fundamentals. Let me especially refer to my favorite player, Michael Jordan. As spectacular as he was with his dunks and layups in his early years, you may have overlooked he developed a fundamental game. He added conventional weapons to his arsenal, which includes running without the ball, moving without the ball, catch and shoot, a quite regular three-pointer. I mean, he wasn't the best shooter, but he developed a regular jump shot that benefited him in his later years, in his second three-peat. But most important of all, Michael Jordan developed a post-up game where he could set up for his almost unblockable fade-away jumper. I mean, you see what I mean? So in other words, he worked on every aspect of his game over the years, and that is what made him the best. Just simple that. It's simple as that. Does it make sense? So actually, I do not see this type of work ethics in LeBron James and some of the other spectacular athletes of today. So let me just say, crisp and clear, short, concise, and very easy to understand. LeBron James is not a complete player. It is LeBron himself who prefers to go in this one-on-one, one-on-five basketball style of play, starting from the top of the circle in about 95% of the cases, and just shooting jumpers on the fly, off the dribble, just randomly shooting random three-pointers. So he's incomplete in a way that he doesn't use all the aspects of an all-around player, and that includes a post-up game and catch and shoot and playing without the ball, or even for a better free throw percentage or spot-up shooting, which is so essential for an MVP at the wing position or in the backcourt position or on the perimeter. Well, of course, in the center position, there might be some exceptions. If we refer to Shaquille O'Neal and his bad free throw percentage, you wouldn't rip off his MVP because of a bad free throw percentage. But you see, if LeBron James has only one style, he's quite predictable to the top teams of the NBA. And as I mentioned before, if you take away his driving lanes to the basket, if a team understands how to defend that, LeBron James is practically ineffective and is forced to do jump shots, and in which he is not good as in which he is not good at, as Rick Barry has already mentioned before. And let me just refer back to Rick Barry and the people who and maybe the young fans who have criticized his attitude towards LeBron James for seemingly looking down on him. Rick Barry said, "You know what? People are making a big deal out of my comments as if I was putting LeBron James down. So why be mad at me for trying to make one of the best players better? It's constructive criticism. It's not LeBron's fault if he's not taught something and not taught how to correct it. He doesn't know that he has a problem." And for the last time, Rick Barry also said James could also use some improvement of how he becomes of picks and attacks various defenses. I mean, that could improve with the help of the coaching staff. I mean, they give him the ball. They give him the ball and make him go 1-on-5, and that's crazy. You must give LeBron James the ball when he's on the move, and then who is going to stop him? He needs to curl when he comes off screens. When you have a defender on your back, why wasn't he taught this? As great as he is, he would be even greater. For me, it's about teaching and making guys better by utilizing skills effectively. So in conclusion, as long as he doesn't develop his fundamental game and add post-up moves, catch and shoot, spot up for three, wide open spot-up shooting, or fadeaways in the post-up, there's absolutely he will only be that good. And coaches like Mike Brown and Eric Spoelstra could do nothing about it to change his attitude, nor did they have the authoritarian influence and guts to tell him and do so. Okay, now I have had enough of that. I'm Max Ryu. I'm out. Bruce Blitz, have a nice day.